Okay, welcome to tonight's chart focus. Quick look at the XJO first. Flat finish today, down up 1.7, but well off its highs. High of 46.56, close at 46.19, so well off its highs and testing those lows from yesterday. But a slight inside day, pretty disappointing really, but early signs tonight. The US futures are up, gold's flying, it's up $8 again. Starting to feel a little bit like we've overreacted a little the last couple of days, but so a strong night in the States might see us away again, with a little double bottom almost in play. So we'll see how we go, but definitely that 4700 area is still the key for now. Right, what I'm going to do tonight is have a look at a few potential long charts first, and I'm going to do a separate video I think on short scalping, because there are some really nice short scalps I want to explore how we look for some entries in some of those, but I'll do those as a separate video. Right, so some longs, or potential longs I should say. First chart's Palladium. Now I mentioned this a couple of days ago as it threatened to break this res here around the 38 mark. Actually just got its head above it at 380 on Monday. Dipped quite substantially yesterday and then bounced straight back up again today. We might pull that up to 6 months just to have a bit of a closer look. You can see here really good volume on the 2 up days as well, and this is what really interests me here. The volume on the 2 up days has been probably best volume almost for 5 or 6 months. So suggests to me this is a real chance of a run if it can break through this 380. So I'll be watching that in the morning for a 380 break and probably take a long on that break as long as it doesn't gap up too far. First target, I suppose you look at this previous resistance here, which was 391, which also and then you got up around the $4 break. So it's been pretty much in a sideways range for 6 months, as you can see there. We'll go back to the year chart, pretty much sideways almost for most of the year, but certainly looks like it could have a bit of a run in it if it can power through this resistance here. Alright, that's the first one. Next we're going to have a look at is KZL. I'm pretty sure I mentioned KZL on Twitter today. Broke this 74-cent res today. It's been in a sideways range for a couple of months. Broke 74 res, closed at 75 on its highs on really good volume. So a definite volume breakout there, highest for a couple of months. It's been in a pretty decent downtrend here, a bit of consolidation for the last couple of months now. A lot of the others in the resource sector have been running hard, so I've been looking for this break for a while and took an entry on the break of, I actually took an entry on the break of that one there, sorry, 73. I got in a little before that as it started to break through this recent range, which I think had a high of around the 68.5. Missed my entry. Would like to have got 70, somewhere around there. I think ended up paying about 71, 72, something like that. But certainly had some power as it started to break through here. Upside, previous support around 80 may become resistance for a bit, and then obviously a fair bit of upside if it follows many of the others in the resource sector. Okay, next one we're going to have a look at is LNG. It's a 12-month chart in LNG. Nice swing starting to shape here. Potential double bottom, these 2 points here. And today it's broken the high between those double bottom points, which was 53. And it's closed at 57, again on really good volume, strongest volume for a couple of months since this spike back here at the end of July. So looking for that one to carry on again tomorrow. Obvious areas of resistance are that 70 there. The next one's up here around 80, I suppose. So some fairly decent potential upside there. In this market, I'm keeping any of my stops pretty tight. I'm not going to give too much back. I've had a pretty good few months, so definitely giving these not a lot of room at all. Stops wise, let's have a look at an intraday chart, see if we can find some potential stops. Be looking on a dip for this previous resistance of 52.5 to hold. So 52.5 can't hold, I'll probably be out there shortly after. Like I said, I'm going to try and keep these pretty tight, but certainly some upside on that chart if it does what we'd like it to. Right, next one I'm going to have a look at is CCC. I'm out of this. I took a fairly decent position on the swing a couple of days ago and then covered yesterday as it ran hard early and then started to roll over. I was out at 717 average. Broke yesterday's high quite nicely, broke that 7-1 and powered on. Next resistance was up here at 7-8 and it's got through that one as well. Hit 8 and then closed at 7-7. So I would have liked to have been back in here. For some reason missed it. And yeah, it didn't set an alert, my own fault. And so if any of you have read my morning sort of ritual, I will set anywhere between 80 and 100 alerts every morning. Ran out of time this morning and didn't get the alerts set that I wanted and missed this trade. And look at the volume today, best volume in a long time. That's 12 months. It looks like the best volume in 12 months, may well be the best ever volume. There's a 5-year chart, so I would imagine that's pretty much most volume that's ever traded. So go back to a 2-year chart just for a moment. Previous resistance on a 2-year chart. Let's go weekly, make it a bit easier to have a look at. 8.2 here, and then 9 there, and then obviously up to 10. So great volume in the last couple of months there, and certainly looks a chance to kick on towards here, especially with the momentum it had today. Okay, alright, what else will we have a look at? LRL. Alright, let's go back. That's a 12-month chart there. Again, really good volume on the last 2 days. So that as the swings kicked in, the volumes picked up really nicely. Broke 24 high from a few days ago and closed at 24.5. Like I said, really good volume. Whether it can come and test some of the previous resistance, we've got 26 and then right up to those highs of 29.5. But the chart's certainly shaping quite nicely. AJM, that's the last one I was going to show you. Again, I think I mentioned this one on the Twitter as a potential swing. So it has been in a downtrend on the 12 months chart. I think this is a lithium play from memory, which is a pretty hot sector at the moment. Making a couple of higher lows here. This initial break of that downward trend ran to a high of 18. It's made a higher low from the previous one. Broke 18 a couple of days ago and couldn't kick on, but again another high low here and started to bounce on increased volume from the day before. Certainly not as much as the day that I think there was news out on this day, so a bit of a news play here. A lot of sell the news, I'd imagine. So we're definitely looking for, we'll go to an intraday chart, definitely looking for that high of 19.5 to be tested in the next day or so. Look to be pretty stiff res around this 17.5, 18 today, but if that can kick through there, we'll definitely be looking for this 19.5 resistance, and if that looks like falling, I'll probably pyramid there and add stops. 16 looks the obvious stop, so possibly just under that 16 mark if I want it to be really tight, which I probably would consider doing. I would even look at getting out at 16.5 if the volume seems to be weighted to the sellers. Alright, so that's a few charts on the long side that I've got to for you tonight. Like I said, I'll try and do a video purely focused on short scalping a little later this evening. Alright, thanks.